actually, you are a mental health advocate, marketing leader, and founder of, I will say, intentional skincare line. And I'm very excited, and I can't wait to learn more about all your adventures and how did you get into marketing in the first place, actually?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm really honored to speak with you. I think that what you're doing is absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Um, so as far as my backstory, getting into marketing and brand in the first place, so just growing up, I had a really rough childhood where a lot of my childhood was suppressed in terms of the things that I was allowed to share and talk about and the things that I went through. So basically my voice for the things that I was going through and what I really wanted to talk about was completely taken away and suppressed. And I've always just since then had this mentality of, okay, well, if I can't help myself, I want to help other people to use their voice and to be able to talk about the things that they care about or the missions that they want to help or if it's a business or if it's your individual brand, I want to help people as much as I can. And so my entire adult life, even before getting into marketing, I've always just really wanted to teach people and help them be better. And getting into marketing was a complete accident, to be honest. It's nothing that I ever wanted to do. I actually wanted to stay as far away from technology as possible, if I'm being honest. I was told growing up that the industry as a woman that you need to be in is technology because technology is just going to continue to grow and the internet is going to become a necessity and technology and healthcare are never going to go anywhere. So as a woman you need to strive to be a leader in one of those industries, and I didn't want to do either. And I I I started my career actually in door-to-door sales about 11 years ago, almost 12 years ago. Um, and I had never done anything like that. I was ready to learn something new after being in the restaurant industry for 7 years. And I started working for this like outside B2B door-to-door sales company selling office supplies where I'd go and find an office parking, like an office park my car, go
Oh my
knock on their doors, go walk in, find the owner of the business, tell them to buy paper and printers from me. And I learned a lot about the needs of people and connecting with individuals and understanding really what they care about when they're making a decision. And I realized that it all came back to listening, right? And allowing other people to talk and understanding the value that they needed in their life. And so I ended up going into a recruiting role in the same organization. I was promoted into that role. I was responsible for opening up different locations all over the US and personally responsible for about a dozen of them. So it was really, really great in such a short period of time. And as I was learning how to recruit new candidates, I started toying around with the idea of how can we create a personal relationship with the people that we're trying to recruit into our business,
God.
which for a small business in 2011, 2012, this was a very new concept outside of, the large Fortune 500 companies, right? They were already equipped with being able to reach the people they wanted to reach. So I just started talking to our employees
Yes.
and trying to understand why they loved working there and what they wanted to see in their life and their career and who they wanted to work with in the future and what
Wow.
they thought was important and fun and how they wanted to connect with people. And so I started going on Facebook. At the time was really getting big for business. So I, made a business Facebook page and started posting about our employees and advocating for them and showing our internal culture and the merit opportunities and listening to the candidates as they were coming in and what they needed. And that just kind of clicked for me that there was this need, continued need, even after sales, to listen to everyone. And that's the whole point. Brand and marketing is social listening in order to solve a problem. And then it's just, gone from there as far as my career.
Oh my goodness, this is a great story though, how you get started. But I think that getting into recruiting, that kind of also help you and get you ready to decided that you're going to start your own company, right?
Yeah, that was also an accident. I originally started my own brand agency several years ago in 2013 as an accidental need for the companies that I was working with and the franchises that I was opening. And I just, I found this need and I opened up a brand agency that I had for about 3.5 years where I helped all of these new offices open up their new businesses and new markets, understand their target audiences as far as their candidates were concerned, set up certain processes and procedures to help them duplicate as they continue to grow, and created a brand manager role within the larger organization, the brokerage that was responsible for our clients, where I helped to develop this brand manager role and program for about 300 offices in North America. And I learned a lot about business and listening and really what's important to buyers, candidates, employees, prospects during that time. I did end up, I lived in Atlanta during that time. Love Atlanta. I lived there for 10 years. It's an incredible city if you haven't been. It's just magical in terms of the diversity and people being driven and wanting to do something. And when I moved down to Florida about 5.5 years ago, and I decided that at that time was the right time to end my business ventures at that time. So I went back into corporate, working for other organizations with intention to help them solve certain problems. And earlier this year, something just started speaking to me about how I was going to be able to help more people grow better and faster. And I wasn't going to be able to do that by working for an employer. The only way I'd be able to do that is by creating my own business and working with the individuals and the companies that fit what I was striving to do. And
Right.
so ivrygold is the name of my brand experience agency. And we were born 3 weeks ago. So we're a brand new baby organization that has actually been in planning since March. I was approached on LinkedIn in March for a podcast about brand and marketing by Lagala Moik, who was doing her final project for her master's in marketing at FIU. And she wanted to talk about the future of brand and what it means to have your own individual brand and, corporate responsibility in terms of their people and helping them develop and where the world is going. And we had an incredible conversation. And during that conversation, we just realized, wow, we think so much the same in terms of the needs of people. Her experience, her background is in customer success and buyer's journey. And mine was in sales, also understanding, but mostly in, employee experience and candidate experience and employer brand. And it was really cool how we came together with very similar ideals. And we just started talking about our passions. And in earlier this year too, I ended up leaving my job in, the big girl world And I felt very um, magnetized to this idea that I needed to do something more to help brands and individuals. Um, and so I started talking to Lagla about my ideas, and she had the same exact ideas. And we decided to create Ivory Gold. So Ivory Gold is, we're dubbed as the brand experience agency, where we're really focused on creating brand excellence through strategies and processes and procedures and SOPs and implementation execution with brand experience in mind, because we understand what those audiences are looking for, whether it's candidates, employees, prospects, buyers, investors, even. We know from our experience the questions that they ask, what they care about, how to create the community to nurture them into evangelists for your business. So we do everything from brand strategy to buyer strategy, sales enablement, execution of marketing strategy and planning. We have, media capabilities through our vendor partners. So basically, we're a solutions oriented agency that really keeps in mind how people will experience your brand for the good.
Wow. So pretty much you're like a non-stop shop. Either you,
Yeah.
would you say that if either you are a big company from to a medium to a small, you can help, right?
We can. And it depends on what the need is, because of the fact that we were very focused on creating proper strategies and executing them for brand excellence. We understand any type of problem between the two of us, coming from, she comes from the investment and financial world. I come from manufacturing, sales, market consulting. We have this really vast experience between the two of us, where we can easily look at a problem or an opportunity, no matter what kind of company that it is, and understand, okay, here's your opportunity to reach this target audience in the best way possible in order to increase your revenue easier and long term. So for us, I would say our bread and butter is, solopreneurs, micro brands, startups, sales consultancies, health and wellness is really huge for us in terms of, anything medical, dentistry, psychology, especially given my personal mission in mental health. Health and wellness is very, very big for Lagala and I to help that industry. But really, it's more so focused on who the business is, what their intention
Mm-hmm.
is, if it's authentic. That's what we care about, is authenticity and intention. And we can work with anyone as long as you hold those key values within leadership and throughout the rest of your company.
And there's something else also you said earlier. Actually, you mentioned it a few times. You used the word listen a
Yeah.
lot. Would you say that when it's come to branding, listening is the number one key for any businesses?
Yeah. So brand overall is who you are as a business, what your story is, and it's a matter of telling that story. Branding is how you're going to tell that story, right? Through visual marketing or content marketing, creating community, whatever it is, right? That's branding, the things that you see in order to execute the story and connect. And the only way to connect is to listen and to understand if, one, you're in the right place for,
That's
like,
true.
first of all. But understanding, if you're in the right place or not. If you are in the right place, are you attracting the right people in conversation? Is your message coming across properly? The only way to understand if you are doing what you're striving to do properly is to ask the community around you, ask your customers, ask your employees, listen to what they care about and what their needs are. I think that's one of the biggest missed out opportunities in any relationship, whether it's business, it's with your customers, your employees, it's, a marriage, it's a friendship, it's family. Communication and listening is key. And that's our goal with Ivory Gold, is to also teach our clients that we work with the importance of listening and show them in numbers, quantifiables, how listening increases your revenue and your long-term growth.
Listening. Just take the time to listen.
Yes. You'd be surprised what you could do.
Yes, exactly. I agree with you on that. So how will someone, let's say, for example, a startup wanted to work with you, how does that process work?
So the process for us is very cut and dry, especially since we are in the business of creating processes and procedures. So working with us, Lagala and I are both on LinkedIn. I personally, we both do, but I personally am very big on one-to-one connection on LinkedIn. I have a lot of conversations and set up one-on-ones. Anyone who's interested, we have 2 ways that you can reach out to us. Actually 3. So 1, you can connect with us on LinkedIn and DM us directly to ask questions and set up a 30-minute discovery call. There's a link on our website to be able to schedule the discovery call yourself based on your schedule. And there's a really short form to fill out to talk about what it is that you're interested in terms of what piece of your business. So is it your prospect journey, or maybe your buyer nurturing, or your employee experience, or maybe your talent brand. So it's very, straightforward, a couple of questions that comes to us. We meet with you for 30 minutes. We have a discovery form that we go through with you in 30 minutes to understand who you are as a business, what your mission, your values, your goals, where you've been, where you are, and where you plan as of today to go. And through this process, we understand with us how we're going to further the conversation if it's the right fit. Not everyone's the right fit to work with us, and we understand that.
True.
But either way, we normally provide some type of solutions during that call. And we follow up that call within a week with an email of suggestions and a quote based on the prices on our website, the starting prices, which that's all already available. And then once we decide to work with someone, you pay your deposit. We set up our schedule to work together, and we have calls based on whatever those needs are, depending on what the service is. And we track everything along the way. We have a collaborative platform that we use where our clients can go in whenever they want, see what we're doing. We can collaborate there. And communications are really, really easy. And there's easy deadlines and milestones, and everything is very straightforward. But it's simple, as it should be.
Yeah. It is actually. But I also love the part that you give a 30 minutes discovery call. But not only that, you kind of went through the whole thing with them so that when they sign up with you, they already have a better understanding of what to expect.
Yes. And it helps them to discover themselves most of the time too, because of the questions that we ask, keeping brand excellence in mind while talking about things like customer service and sales and employee satisfaction. It really helps our prospects to understand throughout this process who they are, whether they work with us or not. We want to provide value to those that we meet with.
So yeah, it's kind of like even if they decide to work with you or not, they left you with something valuable they can take and use on their own if they know how to use it.
Exactly. If they know how to use it, yes.
Yeah. That's the bigger problem, knowing how to use it. But I think I love what you are doing with Ivory Gold, you and your partner. I think that it's a great way of looking at branding, and because a lot of, especially small businesses, we don't look at things like that. When we're starting a small business, we always think, okay, we need a website, we need the phone, we need the social media pages. Well, that's set up. Let's wait for the clients to show up.
Yeah, but now what? How are they going to find you?
I don't know, but they coming. Probably never. But that's the reason why a lot of small businesses fail, especially women in business. That's one of our number one reason of failing. It's we don't get the help where we need it, and I think that your company is guiding to the right direction, so that avoiding being failing for the wrong reasons.
Exactly. And that's, the small businesses in general, the majority of them fail because of lack of strategy and planning. And there's two things that you need anytime that you start a business. The first is your business strategy. The second is your brand strategy. The business strategy obviously talks more so about how the business is going to run in general and what the higher level revenue needs are. The brand strategy really focuses on who is going to help your business grow, how you're going to find them, how you're going to be able to meet these revenue goals that come from your business strategy, and what areas are most important to execute in order to meet those revenue strategies. And I think that really understanding that piece, that brand strategy piece, and everything that comes down from it is vital, because businesses change over time. The economy changes over time. The world around you changes over time, especially as a new business. I would say your first 2 to 3 years is complete discovery mode and really understanding, okay, am I on the right track? And the only way to truly survive that is by having a plan, listening to the customers that are actually finding you and what they are finding valuable, and be open to evolving through the strategies that you've already created. And if you're able to have those strategies in place, it's so much easier to combat any type of change, because that's inevitable that that's going to happen.
Yes. So, but also, do they have to work with you in the long term, or is this a short term?
It could be either. We prefer long term because, especially on the brand side, thinking about the evolution of the world around us and being prepared for those things that are coming. On the brand side, we're thinking years ahead. We know the trends that are coming. We know the things that are going to be happening in the market. So it's easier for us to work with someone long-term on any kind of level, even if it's, long-term consultancy level, where maybe we have a meeting once a month to make sure they're still on track. We like to build relationships, and we understand that not every relationship is going to be years and years and years. That's okay, as long as you're doing the things that we're helping you with afterwards to continue on with. That makes us feel comfortable that you are in it for the goodness of your business and your mission and the world around you. But we offer one-off services. We offer, startup packages for new businesses, where that could be just a one-time deal, especially for a brand new business that doesn't have a high, they can't afford it necessarily to work long term. We have packages to set up your business in the interim for success, so that way after you've used the templates or the kits or the startup things that we've created, and you're getting an income and driving revenue, you're ready to work with us later on, where we already know your brand, we know who you are, we know about you, we have the keys to the car because we helped you create it. And the relationship comes back full circle, and we truly believe in that.
I love that, and I think that's something that you have within you, since you work with that company with sales and then starting recruiting and do all these things too. So you get to create that relationship even with them when you recruit them to start their own branches, and I think that you just have that type of relationship. It's something that you just love doing in general.
Yeah, I do. I love meeting new people. So anyone that wants to connect with me on LinkedIn or send me emails and schedule calls, whether it's for work or it's for my personal mission and mental health, or it's for my skincare line, or it's just as a woman, as a mom, someone on understanding, okay, I am a working mom, which a lot of us are. how do you get through your day? How do you connect? How do you take care of yourself? And that's so important to me, is to meet new people and support each other regardless of what the relationship is.
Yes, and we do have to do that a lot more often. But also that get me to you also starting the skin line. Can you elaborate more on that venture of yours?
Yeah. So that actually was launched this year also.
Yes.
So the skincare line is Free Skin Co, and I have some of my products back there. But Free Skin Co is a clean skincare line that is dedicated to bettering the mental health of individuals that are overcoming childhood abuse, trauma, or PTSD. Given my childhood experiences with child sexual abuse, physical abuse, other trauma that I endured, being diagnosed with complex PTSD as an adult after all of that time, and going through the healing process of finding access to those things that were going to help me, and going from where I was before to now 7 years into my healing journey, I realized the lack of access and the lack of open communication to this subject of mental health, especially all those things underneath it. They get more taboo, I think, as
Mhm.
as you name them and as you go. Um, I just it makes me mad that it's not as accessible and as available to individuals that need it. And working with other organizations that helped adults that had experiences like me, and working with individuals like psychologists and psychiatrists that work with individuals like me, and helped me understand the treatments and the availability and the lack of access, especially after COVID started, and seeing the world become more isolated, and seeing that because of isolation, now we're talking about mental health issues on a large scale. It drove me even further to want to make a change. Skincare was something that really helped me through the beginning of my mental health journey. I was told to find something that would make me feel good personally on the
Mm.
outside, as well as the work that we were doing on the inside, because the inside work is really hard, especially when you're in the beginning of any type of trauma therapy, or overcoming PTSD, or working on yourself in general. The beginning is always the hardest part. And so I was told that in order to get through that in the beginning, I needed to find something that was going to make me feel good on the outside. I found skincare, and I started experimenting with it. And I have really, really sensitive skin. And I was having some issues with some of the products that I was using. And the lack of accessibility to good, clean skincare for sensitive skin also irked me a lot, and kind of drove me to start experimenting myself and talking to my friends and seeing what their solutions were, what they were doing, and how they were overcoming their own skincare issues. Um, and it really just developed into an accident, right? Once again, listening and wanting to solve problems, creating the skincare line. And earlier this year, in February, I started developing the skincare line that we know now. And in April is Child Sexual Abuse Awareness Month. And in April, I've told my story about abuse for years now on different platforms, and in interviews and videos and Vimeo and blogs and all sorts of things. I've told my personal story of abuse. I've never done it on LinkedIn. And something just called me to share my story in April. And my story now, 5 months later, has reached over 1 million people around the world. And the impact of being able to share my experiences that I know other people have, even if they don't talk about them. Getting the hundreds of messages and thousands of engagements and comments, and not one negative thing, not one negative thing was said about me sharing my story and my journey. And it just dawned on me that the skincare line that I was working on, that was this passion, was created through the beginning of my mental health journey. And now I'm coming back full circle sharing about my mental health journey, that I needed to combine them because it made sense to me to help others feel good on the outside and on the inside as they were, purchasing things that are genuinely good for them, but really total personal care. So we dedicate a percentage of our purchases, every purchase, back to bettering mental health. During the month of October, we are donating 50% of every single purchase to bettering mental health. And ongoing afterwards, we are going to dedicate 30% of every purchase back to mental health and helping others who need it find access to it, and helping professionals who deserve to have certain training to help more people get scholarships to be able to be trained to help those individuals as well.
Wow. Actually, that's amazing.
Thanks.
You start, oh my goodness.
It's a lot.
You started 2 companies in 1 year, actually. But not only that, you're helping people too. You are giving to others. You are giving them a voice, actually, because when you share your story, that's what you are doing.
Yes.
You are telling others it's okay to share yours too. Mm-hmm. What you are going through, I went through it as well. And you are not alone. And that's worth a lot more than anything else that you can possibly think of.
Yes, I agree. I think that our job as humans is to help to empower others to be better and to make the world around us better. And whether it is my mission of mental health, simply sharing my story just so someone else can see I'm just like her, or I could be like her if I start my healing, or I'm glad someone can relate to me just through talking, whether they directly received an impact or not. I think our job is to empower others. And so it doesn't matter what business I'm looking at, whether it's Free Skin Co. with the skincare products or it's Ivory Gold. I want to empower others to use their voice and to help the world around them to do better and be better. And I think that's what we all should do.
Yes, well said. But also that, oh, by the way, I love your product's name. And I was on your website for the past few days, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Well, do I want the butt naked body scrub, or do I want the pina colada body scrub? I still don't know which one, so I think I'm just gonna end up with both. Because both smell, I feel like both going to smell like awesome.
They're so fun. The whole point of these products is to invoke happiness from the second that you see them. And they are neon and they're bright and they're happy. And this is one of the face washes. It's neon yellow. And this is my most favorite face wash I've ever used. It's our vitamin C gel cleanser. And it is just, it's magic. But the second that you see it, you're like, oh, this is cool. This is fun. I'm happy from looking at it. And then you use it and it's the most powerful, amazing thing for sensitive skin I've ever used in my life. I'm addicted to it. And it's the same with, all of the body scrubs and the body butters, and they're all just bright, fun, neon, happy colors to help your mental health and your mentality the moment that you look at them. And then when you open them up, and this one's licked me all over. But then the second that you open them up, you're just hit with this happy smell. that makes you feel so good and takes you into a happy emotion that you crave thereon after. And they're great for your skin. Like, I think the biggest benefit to all of these is the happiness that you get from looking at them and smelling them and using them. And the way that you get that is by buying clean, healthy products.
Yes. But also that I think start with the name too, because when I was reading the name, it's like, okay, I like that one too. The names sound great. I like this one. The name was just like attractive, you know?
Fun. Yeah, there's Butt Naked. Butt Naked is the purple one. I can't find it right now. But here's Butt Naked. Butt Naked is our purple one. Pina Colada is yellow.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Yes.
There's Lick Me All Over, which this
oh
is
yeah,
just
that one too.
so good. It's so good. There's Pink Sugar, which this actually smells like the perfume Pink Sugar. It smells exactly like it. What else do we have? This one, this is my favorite, Peaches and Cream. My absolute favorite. I love it. It's like, it's not even peach. I don't know what it's like candy. It's incredible. And then we have our basic babe line. So as far as like skincare, face care, we have a vitamin C line, which this is very powerful vitamin C, but still yet safe for sensitive skin. But it's highly concentrated, so it works immediately, which is absolutely incredible, the difference that it makes on your skin. And then our other line is Basic Babe. So this is for ultra, ultra, ultra sensitive skin. There's no dyes, no smells, no, and there's no dyes in anything, but there's no coloring at all on our Basic Babe line. We have the body scrub, we have body butter, we have facial cleanser, there's eye gel, there's serums, and then we also have a moisturizer called Glow Up, which is a concentrated CoQ10 moisturizer. So it really helps to even skin tone and to remove dark spots, and it helps with, anti-aging. And these products have made an incredible difference in my life. And it's interesting because I was going through all the testing and asking my friends advice for the names and the smells and all, everything. I'm like, I'm so obsessed with these products. I can't wait to share them. And now when people get them, they feel the same way. And I love seeing the impact that they're making on people's individual lives as well as the mental health community. It's incredible to see this difference.
Yes. But also, are they for any type? I know you talk about skin itself, but is it any type of skin? It doesn't matter of color, race, or anything like that?
No, it doesn't. That doesn't matter at all. The type of skin that it's best for is acne-prone and sensitive skin. So like your skin type, but it doesn't matter your pigmentation or anything like that. But it does work best, and it has sensitive skin and acne-prone skin in mind. And I'm testing right now with a couple of teenagers that I know, and I've sent samples out to teens, and it's fantastic for teenagers as well, going through those changes. And I know, like, through my pregnancies, that's when I really needed better skincare. Nothing was working for me because my hormones and my skin was totally different. And going through that process and testing everything through my pregnancies and then thereon after, and seeing the consistency with, okay, my hormones are changing and my skin is trying to change, but these products work no matter what. And then using them with teens and what they're going through and seeing the impact that it makes on them. Like, teen is hard. It is.
Yes.
It's like the worst time of my life, I feel like.
I think the worst time of most of us' life.
Yes. Like, middle school is tough. And seeing these middle schoolers and these high schoolers use the product and see their confidence be boosted because it really helps them with the face wash and body scrubs and all of it. That's been really incredible to see that difference.
Yes. And I think that what you created, especially with the products, I mean, like I spent so much time on your website reading each one of them. And also, as you can see, I'm not wearing makeup. I have time that I can, times that I cannot. The fact that after I give birth with my son, then next thing I know, my fit completely changed. So you can see sometimes it's like I end up with buttons, or I've been dealing with acne for a few years now. It's a lot better. If you see my face about 3 years ago, you probably will not even recognize me at all because it was just dark, black, with just bumps all over the place. So I really be careful of what type of products I use.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the morning I wake up, I can use white makeup. Or sometimes I put it on, my face stop itching, so I wash my face off. Today was one of the day. It stopped itching, take it off right away because I know what's going to happen in the next few hours.
Yeah.
So having a product that not only that you can have fun with it and love the smell and enjoy it, but also you're not worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow morning to your face. I think it's important, actually.
Yes, I completely agree with that. And like now, right, I'm wearing makeup. I have a full face on for me. And if I go and I wash my face with either one of these, so the Basic Babe, right, this is for like acne prone and sensitive, ultra sensitive skin. Either one of these will take off every bit of makeup on my face. Every bit of makeup, especially this one. This one is incredible, taking off mascara and really digging deep, and it's so soft. It's a gel. It's amazing. But both of these, they've helped so much to clear skin, open pores, minimize pores, and then following it up with the Glow Up Moisturizer to help to make sure that CoQ10 is going back into your skin and helping to reproduce collagen and even your skin tone and remove those dark spots that you talked about too, in combination with something that's going to help acne. It works for days. It's amazing the results that I've personally seen, that our customers have seen, that my friends have seen, or the test market has seen. It's really amazing to see people go from not being able to wear makeup, for example, or not know if they're going to wake up with acne or not, to being able to wear makeup again and feel like themselves and feel like they can do what makes them feel good. And that's what's important.
I couldn't agree more. And I think I'm going to be a customer for the rest of my life.
Please come.
But first I gotta figure out if I want the butt naked one or the pina colada.
You can get all of them. You can get all of them. We're actually, so I'm gonna be launching minis. So for those who don't want to necessarily commit to, a full 8 ounces of anything, you'll be able to purchase 2-ounce minis of all of the body care, so that you can buy them as gifts or you can test them out yourself. And they're going to be so fun, and they're like this small, and they're incredible.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for going through it with me, because I was going to ask questions, so you answered them before I can even ask them. So I appreciate that. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us before I let you go?
I think that just my only final comment is that, again, going back to our job as humans, is I really feel honored to have been given the bravery and the courage to live my life now and help others the way that I'm striving to, and that I know, like, it feels right to do that. I feel really honored to be able to build a community around me through my skincare line, through my LinkedIn network, through, ivrygold and the friends that I'm making around the world, and connect with other individuals that have the same intentions and love for people and love to want to make people better. And I think that you don't necessarily have to do some huge thing to make an impact. A simple "how are you?" or a text to someone who hasn't heard from you in a while. The little things of spreading kindness every day make a huge impact on others' lives, even if we never think that it does. Later on, you might hear that it really saved them in their day, in their life, in whatever they were going through. And I think that we just need to strive to be more intentional with kindness.
Absolutely. And any advice for businesswomen starting out?
I think that my advice would be to listen to your passions and don't listen to the naysayers. As women, I feel like we hear a lot of things from society all the time from the second that we're
Mm-hmm.
born. And I think that using our power and our passions and what's important to us on the inside, that's big. That's, whether no matter what your spiritual beliefs are, that is something greater telling you to push forward with these feelings that you have and not to listen to the noise. And I think that if you have a passion and you have an idea and within you, 'cause as a woman, we have something that men don't. We have empathy, we have listening skills, we have different types of communication that come a lot easier to us, and using those to help get out what we're passionate about, do it. If you don't know how, find a strategist, find an investor, find someone who has done it before and ask them questions, and then just do it. That's the greatest thing that I think that you can do, is just do it and find those people that are going to help you along the way, because you can totally do whatever it is that you put your mind to, whether you're like me with 2 young kids and the sole provider of my household, or you are single and you're in your early 20s, or maybe your kids are grown. It doesn't matter where you are in life. Have the ability to listen to yourself and believe in yourself, and do it, because you're totally worth everything that's in your mind.
Absolutely. And I love what you said. Just do it.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ashley, for this opportunity to have the conversation with you. I appreciate what you are doing, how you're helping people around you, and also sharing your voice with them, and also, I guess, giving them a shoulder when they need it. So I very much appreciate it, and we need more women like you. So keep going, keep moving forward, and don't stop.
Thank you so much for having me.